Hello guys and welcome to KlausGaming. Today we're going to continue in part 3 of her story. So in the last episode we learned that she either has a twin and was separated at birth from her twin because the middle wife stole one of the twins and that they lived across the street from each other. Either that or she has a personality disorder and thinks that she has a twin named Hannah or Eve. And in the last episode I did a search for cat, so let's check what we found.
No, they were shut. Most of the windows are really hard to open anyway. They're stifling in summer. They were painted over by my dad. Could have left a door open accidentally. Or there's a cat flap in the back door.
Alright, so we learned that there's a cat flap in the back door and that they always close the windows in the summer.
No cat. My parents had a cat before they died called Domino. It was this little black thing with white dots. And we never did anything about the cat flap, but if you were thin, you could maybe squeeze through it.
So I don't think anybody can squeeze through a cat flap, and also a black cat with white dots. That sounds very strange. Let's watch the 2 last videos and then perhaps search for Domino. What's the name of the cat?
This other person doesn't exist. I don't know what the blonde wig is, but it could be anything. Have you looked at the cat flap?
That was very strange.
We loved our cat, Domino. He had this little bell around his neck to stop him from killing birds in the garden. And we used to write each other notes and put them in the bell, and we could send them to each other. Mum found some of the notes once, and she thought I was just writing to myself because our handwriting was identical. And we had our own words for things, so she didn't quite understand them anyway.
So she's talking about the twin that she thinks she has at the house next door. Let's search for the cat flap. And Domino. And the bell. It's one video, let's check that.
Okay, you got me. I'll confess. We were there. It was a dirty weekend. Simon was going to expense it, pretend it was a business trip. I used a made-up name. We stayed at the hotel, had room service, didn't leave the room, had a great view of the river, and you could hear the church bells. Like you said, it was very romantic.
She had a tattoo on her left arm in this video. I don't know if that's significant. That yielded nothing. Maybe there's more about the twins. There's some more videos here.
Twins? Really? Are you really asking me that question?
Alright, so that brought us closer to the solution, because we saw a glimpse of the perpetrator. Let's check the next video.
Are you out of your mind? Twins?
Why is she all of a sudden denying that she has a twin? When in the other videos she was adamant that she had a twin. And that she lived across the street.
There were always princes and princesses. They were the special people, more important than the other characters in their stories. We knew we were like that. Twins. Magical. We were the princesses. We had a poster of Princess Diana from the newspaper up in our attic. Had a pride of place. And underneath we used to put all our special things. When her engagement was announced, we were obsessed with everything she did. And later, when her life went so bad, we felt for her. Her divorce last year just kind of drew a line under things.
Alright, so there's a couple of keywords there, I think. The attic and divorce. Search for the attic first. Alright, so there's a lot of stuff here. Let's check it out.
Yes. I inherited it from my parents, so it made sense to move back. Me and Simon. Felt like going back to old ways before the pregnancy. Reminded me of being a girl, a dollhouse in the attic, old things. We didn't sleep in my parents' bedroom for a long time. We decorated it as soon as we moved in, but it was another year before we started sleeping there.
That didn't seem entirely useful.
Yes. I read a lot as a child and watched lots of TV. Then the doll's house we had, we still have in the attic. It's kind of a fairy castle. We used to play up there and make up our own stories.
So she's very obsessed with the fairy tales. Calls it a fairy castle. Might want to put that down perhaps. No, that wasn't the video. This one. Do a search for fairy maybe. Check the next video.
She recognized me from the window. She told me to come inside and she hid me. They had made the attic into a place where Hannah could play. There was a dollhouse. She hid me up there. No one else ever went into the attic. It was her place.
Well, that sounded like they were in the same house, but she was saying that they lived across the street because the midwife had kidnapped either Hannah or Eve. Let's check the last video.
I'm not sure where the dollhouse came from. I don't know if it was given to them or they inherited it. I mean, they wouldn't have had the money to buy it. It was so huge. It must have been taken up to the attic in parts and then reassembled up there. It's a beautiful thing. Wallpaper to scale, little furniture, the lights work, mirrors, beds, big duvets and pillows. We spent hours and hours playing in it, invented all these characters and families who lived there. We wrote paperwork for them all, passports, diaries, and gave them all really elaborate stories. Once, a moth got trapped in there. We'd left a light on. It was making the most horrendous noise. We tried to kill it, but it was tough. We ended up crushing it under a copy of the Arabian Nights.
Alright, so she mentioned this dollhouse with Arabian Nights. But first we'll do a search for divorce. That yielded nothing. Let's try dollhouse. There's one more video.
The legal stuff was completed very quickly. Hannah moved back in with Simon. Eric gave Simon the week off to help with the move. He decorated, modernised wallpaper curtains. Hannah insists the attic be left as it was, dollhouse and all. Simon never went up there.
That was a little bit strange. Did she again say that they lived together or what? Let's check it again.
The legal stuff was completed very quickly. Hannah moved back in with Simon. Eric gave Simon the week off to help with the move. He decorated, modernised wallpaper curtains. Hannah insists the attic be left as it was, dollhouse and all. Simon never went up there.
No, she was referring to something else. Check Arabian Nights. There's nothing there. I think we might have missed something in the twins segment. So I remember in the last episode that she went through a polygraph test. There's only one video. Let's watch it once more.
Yes, my name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry.
So what exactly happened there? Did she lie? Was that why she said shit sorry? Because her name is Eve? So if Hannah is Eve, maybe we should try and type in that sentence. Here's one more video. Let's check that out.
Mum and Dad had never had any reason to notice. They were always busy. If Hannah was eating a lot, they didn't mind. She didn't put on any weight. That girl has a healthy appetite. If they heard us talking in the attic, they just thought it was Hannah playing one of her games, and that Eve was our imaginary friend. Once, she was already up and dressed and ready to go to school, and I snuck down for a piss. Mum saw me in my underwear, she went mad. Get dressed this instant! So I ducked into our bedroom, and seconds later, out came Hannah, dressed and ready. Mum was amazed.
So I'm pretty sure she's imagining that Hannah exists, or the other way around, because they of course could not live in the same house without her parents knowing. That makes no sense. So she must have a personality disorder. Let's try and search for school. She mentioned that in the clip. So here's 3 videos, let's check them out.
Yeah, when I was at school. I worked part-time in the front shop. It was sort of an extended family thing. My dad used to work there, my mum worked there before I was born. I took care of paperwork, filing, typing out invoices, that kind of thing.
Does it look like she has a dark eye? Like there?
That kind of thing. It was a good job for... Yeah, when I was at school. I worked part-time in the front shop. It was sort of an extended family thing. My dad used to work there, my mum worked there before I was born. I took care of paperwork, filing, typing out invoices, that kind of thing. It was a good job for a girl back then. I didn't work a till or anything though. I was quite shy, so I wouldn't have liked to have worked a till.
So if she does have a black eye here, maybe she was in a fight. Maybe that was with Simon before she killed him. Alright, I'm just gonna do a search for that before I go back to check the rest of the school videos. Huh, there's a video here. Let's check that out.
If one of us got hurt, the other one would have to be hurt too. A grazed knee, a bruise. When I lost my tooth first, we had to pull out Hannah's to match. Once, I slept with a boy who was seeing another girl. The girlfriend came up to Hannah the next day and punched her in the face, gave her a huge black eye. That night, she had to do the same to me. But she almost went too far. I couldn't see out of that eye for days. She snapped a frozen piece up for me from the kitchen. So much of our bodies was synchronised anyway. We started our period on the same day, all our childhood diseases, stomach bugs, nits.
Yeah, I remember frozen peas from when I was a kid as well. So fun to play around with and try to eat. Alright, let's watch the school videos again.
I got a job to contribute, you know. Doug knew someone and I got a job as a dinner lady at the primary school. They said it didn't matter if I could cook or not, just don't poison the kids. So you see, it's always been complicated between me and Simon. It's never just been the two of us. There's always been pressure.
Dinner lady. That's a job description right there. Let's check the last video.
Mum and Dad never knew what was going on. We got so good at it. We were so in sync that we'd use each other to cheat. If one of us had a hangover, the other one would go to school. Whoever was best at a subject would sit the exam. There were lots of differences between us. Some things one is better than the other at.
Did she just get interrupted? Right here. She looks up and there's a noise. I guess not. Dinner lady. Ah, it's just that video. Alright, so we have to somehow figure out a way to prove that Eve or Hannah does not exist. Eve isn't real, let's try that. Try and do a search for guilty. That's a lot. Let's check out these videos.
At the time they said it was poison, food poisoning. I mean, I felt so guilty. If I'd still been at home, maybe I could have done something. I didn't.
She had food poisoning? I'll try and search for that when we have watched the rest of these.
Okay, she's being chased. They're trying to catch her because she did something bad. I guess she broke the rules. Or maybe they think she did something bad. Maybe it wasn't her fault. She looks scared, not guilty. Maybe it was mistaken identity. Did they catch her there? I don't know.
So she sees all that in the image. It's exactly her alibi story, that she has a twin who did everything, probably. I didn't notice any keywords in that video. Let's check this one.
Yes. I thought about telling Hannah. I felt guilty after the kiss. But then it began to feel like this was the way it should be. Sharing, like we had before. He never mentioned her to me. There was the Simon with me and the Simon with her. It was almost like it was a different Simon. But...
Alright, there's a keyword there, I think, sharing. We had a keyword here, food poisoning. Let's try that first. There's one more video.
They said it was food poisoning. There was something in the food they ate. My dad liked to pick mushrooms, grow them too. They said it was the mushrooms. It was hard to believe. Death caps. They have a skirt around the cap. My dad taught me that. But, I mean, the police had no reason to think it was suspicious. They lived alone. And no one had any reason to hurt them.
Alright, that's an interesting video. Maybe she poisoned someone before as well. Death caps. There's one more video.
I was living in the attic. It was a very hard time. I was depressed, was still pretty sick of the STD. And I came down one morning and they were dead.
Oh my god, she poisoned someone?
They were in bed and both had been sick. They'd thrown up lots.
Probably her parents.
And I'd slept through it. The police said it was mushrooms they ate. Dad was a mushroom expert. I mean, he used to take us picking with him and he taught us how to recognise them. And there's no way he would have picked death caps. But the police believe that's what happened. They never even looked in the attic.
Alright, so we just got another glimpse at the perpetrator, and it's starting to look like a full image. Well, that's not reassuring, taking into consideration that she also worked as a dinner lady at a school. So let's search for her dad. Oh, need another D on that. Or her mom. We already searched for the attic. Search for mushrooms. Seen everything there. Let's check what the police might have said. Here's a couple of videos here. Alright guys, this is all for part 3 of this playthrough. I'll continue next time and we'll watch these videos. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you all next time.